This plane, human plane, earth plane, I call it, it's like a spiritual alchemic pressure chamber. There's a lot of pressure here, intensity. These are the, you can say, ingredients that are needed to pop or dissolve these two main karmic seeds that we all have, because it's an intentional divine mistake that we have them, because there'd be no transcendence or appreciation of our true nature if we didn't taste deep delusion for a while and then transcend it. And the two things, main things from my point of view, are cravings and identity. These two things, they're deep, and they're like boulders. They're just so solid. The momentum behind them, just take a look out in the world at what drives people. Everything they do and think, especially the mainstream, is coming from craving and the belief that they're like somebody. You got to first believe you're somebody deeply without even questioning it, which is what most people do. And then from there, you get the cravings and the desires to go complete or pursue these things that this somebody thinks it is. So on this plane, we have a chance to transcend that. On astral plane, it's too liquidy, it's too dreamy, it doesn't have the nervous system, which I call the experience amplifier. Nervous system makes this 3D game seem so real that people don't even question it. Even those, let's go to the next level, even those that say, like, yes, I know it's all a dream. You talk to them 5 seconds later, let something happen, and all of a sudden they're back in it. I remember I was at the ashram, and a couple people said when they do their meditation, have their group meditation, everything's like super chill, and they know that they're just presence, and then blah, blah, blah. But then maintaining that consciousness when they're out in the world, or they're amongst egos that challenge them and friction, then they seem to lose it. Yeah. Okay, so astral, you don't have any of that. It's smooth, it's clean for the most part. I'm making another video about if people are super unconscious here and do super unconscious things, then you're not going to experience a very smooth astral realm. You're going to experience something that represents the frequency you had here, so that you can learn from that. That's a separate video though. So in astral, you don't have this physical body, therefore you're not tasting experience on such dense level. To transcend these two karmic seeds, deep karmic seeds, craving and identity, you need pressure. You need the full spectrum experience. You need, the consciousness has to be encased in all three of these bodies, you can say, physical, emotional, mental, or you can say physical, astral, causal. Then we're going to talk about here before the video ends how that transcendence happens, why it's required to have these three bodies. We can say like this. Let's talk about cravings first. What kind of cravings are we talking about? Cravings for sex or fame, attention, cravings for money. That's a big one. Just feel inside what you're craving. That's your craving. You say craving for God. That's okay, depending how deep that identity goes. Do you call yourself a messiah or a spiritual person who is deeply seeking out to try to become more spiritual or to try to save the world? You see, then you get into identity. We'll talk about that in a minute. But it's natural to have the inclination towards spiritual things, because that's our true nature. It's also natural to have cravings, but let's not, or kind of soft desires, you can say. Yeah, desire to be, because the people who are too literal minded, they can't understand these things. Then they're like, well, it's natural to be healthy. It's natural to want to, look good, or, yeah, man, like, don't we all know that? So that's natural. It's when it becomes an identity, though. It's when like you become like I used to be when I was in my early 20s, and I'd go to the shopping mall and pick out some clothes to try to make me look all that, and then I'd stay in the dressing room for hours because I would get stuck in the loop. It's like I was in an astral loop inside the dressing room, and I can't figure out how I look. Like, why don't I look right? I'm wearing badass clothes. Why don't they look right? And I'd be stuck in front of that mirror. Okay, that's obsession. That's identity. And then I'd come out and people would look at me weird. Then I get mad at them. Why are you looking at me, man? When I was talking about the astral realm, though, saying, yeah, I forgot to say this. So astral doesn't have the ingredients to combust and dissolve these karmic seeds, but you get clarity there. I wanted to touch on this for a minute. Why do you have clarity? Why is it so? Even a dumb person here, when they're in their astral body, they can just see things clear. They're like, whoa, why? Because you don't have the anchor of this physical body and all the stresses and survival pressure and nonsense you got to deal with on this planet. That in nervous system and imbalanced chemistry and biology, you don't have all that. That's gone. So you just see things clear. Intuition is you don't have a physical brain, you have intuition. You can say your third eye. That's how you're perceiving things. That's your new clothes that you're wearing. So things are easy to see there. So you can get great insight and clarity about certain things, but you need laws of the game. You have to be on this realm to demonstrate the clarity. That's the thing. Now, this is what I want to say. Because we talked about this in, 2 videos ago, where I said the dreams we have at night, or near-death experiences, or visions you have in meditation, or plant medicine experiences, or your subconscious mind, that's all made out of the same material that the astral plane is made out of. Okay, so you can have dreams that are very insightful. You can have plant medicine experiences that are insightful. You can have near-death experiences that show you things and it's very insightful. Meditation, visions, or states of consciousness that are higher than this realm that can give you great clarity. Yeah, but you notice that it don't last. It's the same as the couple people in the ashram that were talking about that. They get a taste, you get some insight, but like you have to come back to this domain. This is where it gets crystallized. It's the same in the astral realm. You can get all the great insight, but until you get in that womb and pop out of your mom, and then you're in this crazy planet, this is game day. It's like if you're a tennis player or baseball player, you have training, you have practice. Yeah, that's great. You're refining yourself. But then game day comes. How many people thought I used to think this when I was playing with rapping and doing a little stand-up comedy in my 20s. I'm like, I'm the best, man. I'm the best. When I'm in my room, yeah, go try your material out in front of a crowd and see how good you are. It's different. I remember I was going to a comedy coach. And he was helping me shape my jokes up. And I'm like, I'm really funny, but I don't want to, because he's like, you need to go out to an open mic and test your material. I'm like, I don't want to show them, man. I know I'm funny, but I don't want to go show them. It's like, I don't want to waste my material's precious. I don't want to waste it on them. I want to wait till I get a show booked at like Las Vegas or something. Then I'll let it out. He says, man, that's good material in itself. You should use that. I'm like, oh yeah. See, it's different when game day happens. So, desires and cravings. Why do we need be in the physical domain for that? It's like I was alluding to at the beginning. We need the full spectrum experience of how it feels to have the desire. First, you identify what the desire is. Desire for money. Okay, yeah. Ooh, I have a desire. Now you need to go try to make that happen. You got to experience what that feels like. And then enjoy. Well, I have all this money, yay. that can take as long as it takes. It took me 1 month to see through that. Others, it could take not only this life, maybe your next life. It's like amazing. They're still, they were a millionaire when they were 30, and now they're still trying to get more and more and more, and they're 70 years old now. I want to be a billionaire. Yeah, now they're a billionaire. Now they want to be a trillionaire. It's like they didn't, I don't know, man. They didn't see through it. So let's say you're craving money, and so you're getting the money. So we're talking about how this gets transcended. First you fail. It's like, damn, can't get the money. And then you start getting the money. Then you start enjoying the money. And then the money, if you're higher level, you start to feel empty from the money. You're like, this doesn't do it for me. Like, this actually makes me feel more empty. That's how I felt. I didn't want to spend all the energy and life force it took just to make a bunch of money. Like, for what? Yeah, we need to survive. Yeah, disclaimer. I don't know. Do they really think I don't know that? I don't know. But they like to point those very basic elementary things out. But when you have enough money to, intruders, when you have enough money to survive, how much more do you need? Yeah, have a little bit and go take a trip and go do, whatever you want to do. But the craving usually gets out of control for people, and it's like there's a subconscious belief that they need, because the craving tells you, you need more and more and more, and then you'll be happier and happier and happier. So that burns out at some point. You need a physical body, and you need to be in this physical plane in order for that to happen. That can't happen in astral realm. You don't have the full spectrum 3D experience, and you don't have the nervous system that amplifies this experience. You need the amplifier to make all this look real. You need to really feel, like, taste the joy of getting the money, yay. And then more importantly, taste the suffering that comes when the money no longer does anything for you. In fact, it turns on you, and you realize how many, it's weighing you down, man. It's making you heavy. There's like more problems now. People think they got a lot of money, and then there's no more problem. You have a whole new set of problems that you're not aware of because you haven't had that experience yet. So somebody that goes full circle and has that experience, then that desire or craving can authentically be dissolved, because you went full circle. That's the importance of this realm. And then you can be free. Remember, this is why we're here, to be free. Free of cravings and identity. Okay, let's talk about identity a little bit. I'm making more videos touching on, they're coming, different angles and stuff. I mean, we're talking about existential things here. I can't cover everything in one video. There are infinite angles to this. The intelligent people know that. So when we're talking about identity, it's a little different than cravings. See, identity is more like, it's your archetypical dharma, or your frequency that you belong to, your lineage. I'm a hero. That's the type that can manifest in many different forms. You go to war and you save the people, and I'm a hero. Or if you're a hero in society, you save the girl from the game banner, or a hero in the sense you don't give up no matter what. I'm pursuing my goals. I'm a hero. I can, they can become identity with that. Or I'm a lover. I'm smooth. I'm a seductor. Yeah. I'm a macker. I like that word better. I'm Mac. And so that becomes who you are, and you're looking in the mirror and you're like, yeah, I'm super G'd up. And there's strong identity with that role. You get identified with roles. I'm a fixer. It can either be I'm obsessed with fixing myself because you really think this self is what you are, or it can be, I like fixing other people. I need a relationship so I can fix you. Oh yeah, come here. You have problems? Here, let's see. All right, or it can be both. Fix yourself, try to fix them. You're a fixer. You derive great pleasure when you find something that fixes you or somebody else. Strong identity. Instead of letting it, you see, the other side of this is all these things are fine, but are they soft? Are they coming naturally? Are they flowing naturally? Those who read my autobiography book know this. When since a teenager, I was like looking and studying for ways to enhance this body and remove limitations. Super obsessed with it. So obsessed that I ended up leaving here and just combing the entire planet, seeking out exclusive things that might work or might do something. And all kinds of fasting, diet, and it's where I got my knowledge to write the True Health book I wrote. So all that stuff, celibate, etc. I was super obsessed with it, man. It's okay to, let's say now I'm also open. That's the difference when you're being guided by inner feeling and life is just flowing through you versus you trying to make it happen and being obsessed looking on Google or Chat GPT trying to find answers all night. It's different. I found a really good massage woman. She's 63 or 65, a lot of experience. And man, that just kind of fell into my lap. I just found it. I wasn't like searching and seeing, and I don't have the expectation that somehow that's just gonna, rewire my entire DNA. I'll be like when I came out of the womb and I didn't have any problem. No, man. You do what needs to be done. You take care of the body, take care of yourself, fulfill your expression, but don't, I can't say don't be obsessed with it. You can't help it for a while. I'm sharing, we suffer that identity by being obsessed. Then we hit bottom. And then we start to get in the transcendent level. Meaning all that's still there, you let it be there, you have certain tendencies and preferences and likes and aversions, yeah. But they're not so sticky, man. They don't make or break you. That's the thing. That's what it means to transcend identity. Yeah, maybe you still look in the mirror and notice on collective level you're good looking. You just notice it though. It's not a big thing. You don't make it into something. You don't go out and then try to get people to give you that attention. I'm a special person. I need the world to recognize me. That's strong identity. That will bring you back here. I'm making another video. What brings you back here? It's different. Depends. New souls and old souls. It's different. But that's a separate video. So I hope I painted a picture of the difference between why this realm is so important for transformation. This is like training ground. This isn't a heavenly realm, and I have to look here and see. If I hit everything. Yeah. We always hit everything, but I like to check, make sure. So in summary, all these things that our mind and ego doesn't like, aging, getting older, body breaking down, not accomplishing our goals, failing, loss, relationships gone bad, all that is dissolving identity. Because in cravings, because you start to see at some point, you can't control anything actually. Number one, you can't guarantee that you can get even what you think you want. You might still get it. And the mind will say, yeah, because you worked so hard and you got it. Oh yeah, well, all these people worked really hard and they didn't get it. Oh, well, they didn't work hard enough. This is what the mind says. No, you got it because it's your destiny to get it. But more important than if you get it, you see through that at some point. You're like, whoa, I got everything I wanted. This is one of the issues with rich people or celebrities. They get everything they wanted, and then usually they resort to some super perverted, debaucherous states after that, because it's like they can't even extract dopamine anymore from the normal pleasures in life because they got all that. So the point is, you start to see at some point, you get what you want, you can get the fame and attention, you can get your cravings satisfied, but they don't fill you up inside. You're still empty inside. It can take time, definitely can take lifetimes. You have to search and see where you're at. Now, a new soul, we're using that word, they're not gonna really, this video's not for them. I'm making, changing things around a little bit. Spiritual Renaissance channel now is going up to the next level, and the Beyond the Alchemy channel is also going up. It's gonna be my kind of old Spiritual Renaissance channel now. The Beyond the Alchemy channel will be that now. And then this channel, we're going higher. So that's the beauty of this plane of existence, is it lets you taste all these experiences, suffer them, and then some just will suicide out because they don't make it to the transcendent part. All this loss and failure, it's so heavy because their identity, it's like their identity, they can't let it dissolve. And so the identity, it just kills itself. Other beings who have a little more space, they start to see, wait a minute, man, I'm just gonna I give everything up. I can't do it anymore. This life don't work. Nothing works. All my goals and what I crave and trying to get what I want all the time, and this whole identification with the roles that I'm playing and who I think I am, I just want to let all that go. I just want to sit here and, oh, that feels good actually. I'm just sitting here. I'm not thinking about who I am and what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to get. Wow, I like to just sit here. That's transcendent. And then the identity will come back and the cravings will come back. They'll try to hook you. But if there's a real scene, a real transformation, it can't really ever get you again. The dissolution button has been activated. So that's the purpose of this plane. It can dissolve deep karmic obstructions, AKA cravings and identity, like no other plane can. Other planes, you get some insight for sure, but this is game day. This is you could say where the rubber meets the road. This is where it all takes place. That's why this life is precious. Don't waste it. It's so short. So short, man. It's easy. We think when we're younger, whoa, it's so far away, and then next thing you know, well, it's right here, whoa. It's the same with death. If we're conscious during the last few moments of our death, we'll be like, what just happened? It's finished. Nothing happened. It'd be like a dream at night you had. Like the movie, fade to black, if you're shooting a movie. It's just like this this whole realm just kind of fades out, and then you end up, you're on the astral realm. And then you review. You're like, okay, happily. If you're already reviewing yourself now, I've said that before in a video, it's not such a big deal. You want to review with your new acute clarity, okay, was there anything that I could have done better? All you can do is do the best you can do. You don't get punished. It's not a punishment. That's why I say awareness is more important than if you actually change something. You're conscious, you're aware, that's all. That means you're respecting the evolutionary journey. You can't buck it. You can't mess with it. So you don't even, that negative self-talk can't touch you. Well, yeah, but why can't I change? Damn it, if I don't change, I'm gonna, have to come back here or go to hell. No, you've given your life up, you surrender. All you can do is be conscious and aware, let the laws of the universe run its show and do its own thing. That's what it's doing anyway. You cooperate with that. And then transcendence, ironically, happens faster than us in the way trying to manage things. That's another identity, actually. I'm the fixer. I'm the, I need to fix this. Who are you? Where are you going to get the power to fix it, man? You didn't even put that stuff in you that you need to fix. So how are you going to fix it? There's a much greater, higher intelligence that's playing through all of us puppets. When you start to be aware of that, then you can kind of just let things just be what they are. And you really value awareness. Awareness is where it's at. This is the most important thing. Those most, I think, who watch this video, you have that. So these videos are just to inspire you to stay with that. That's all. All right, I'll see you guys.